To be a doctor, that's been decided a long time ago, since my childhood. And to be a surgeon, been decided while I was doing my medical school. So that's done. During my practice in surgery, I found myself so passionate about correction, fixing defects or problems, especially in car traffic accidents and injuries. Probably at that moment I realized that this is a really good field. I never thought of the opportunity which I have now. And then the story came to my life in the sense of having a very good school of plastic surgery in Paris, and knowing the language and loving the place. It was again a very good opportunity for me to try it. And when I did it, based on all my studies and exams achieved during my work in Bahrain, I got the acceptance, and then there started my life and my career. I know the answer is very straightforward. It's my dad. I think he had exactly the same structure of life, the power of decision and the ambition, starting from probably nothing to everything and aiming high. And so, as well as the gene, I don't think that it's only the qualification or where you have been trained or how smart or determined you are. It's also the charisma, it's also your personality and determination. Without this kind of gene or personality, probably I wouldn't be as successful as I am now. As I said, I'm blessed in the sense that in general things are smooth in life, but no, in medical school I found it so easy. I said, why they say medicine is difficult? But then when I started in Paris, life wasn't that easy, because it's totally different life than what we're doing here. It's like we are really in a different world. There is a different language, different culture, different people, which I love, and I feel like now I am bonded to that life rather than here. Logical life. So the transition from to was a struggle, and the know-how was a struggle as well, and to force myself as an Arabic, probably I used to be like little girl, female, forcing herself between the French men in this field was not also easy. Coming back and starting my career, whether in Saudi or in Bahrain, was also not that easy. Being the only female, either you need to convince that females are also good in this field, or looking younger, then made me feel like I have to really convince my patients, because the way I look probably makes them feel like, oh, she doesn't have that much of experience. And also among the male surgeons, you have to prove yourself, So that was also again another struggle. And to be kept in this position of success, it's a huge commitment. So I always aim for perfection, to keep up my name and even build it bigger and bigger. And that's why I had my branch in Dubai, to prove to myself that I am as successful. But I think you will never realize how successful you are without the struggles, right?
When you say struggle, what do you mean? It's in sense
formalities.
Competition? So many people around, so many doctors are there, something like that?
No, never.
So the struggle.
I never thought of this, actually. No, the struggle is formalities, bureaucracy, because I'm traveling from one.
Okay.
I'm practicing in so many different countries, Saudi, then Bahrain, and now Dubai, and sometimes even in Paris. So all this, you have to follow rules. I'm a type of person who would never do something beyond the rules. I always liked it. So the rules are quite difficult, and I think it's good to have it in such a way, as I said, to realize how successful you are. Why? Because we in this part of the world, as you said, developing, we're striving for excellence, right? So if you're in this situation, you must succeed and you must prove yourself. So this means that you will pay a lot of more attention, I believe, in order to achieve whatever you have to achieve, like any in training or exactly. And also we have to travel out of the country in order to get the extra education. So this is also already a sacrifice. And whoever leave the country for study, usually or generally speaking, they are of the highest standard in education. So they are already smart enough not to come back with nothing. So they will come back with a lot of information and a higher standard of studies. So for what do we have to travel outside the country in order to get treatment? Now, talking about plastic surgery, I mean, if you're talking about the disease and there's a specific doctor's really
Not available here.
Exactly. So there's why not? Although I've been in this situation with my dad, open heart surgery. We did it in Bahrain with one of the best doctors in Bahrain, and he is always the best doctor. So I'm not only talking about Bahrain. We are in a part of the world we have a lot of people. I mean, the Arabic nation has excellent and smart minds. But on the other hand, when it comes to cosmetic, there are two issues here. Until today, it's a little bit of a taboo. So people want to hide in order to have the cosmetic procedure.
That's right.
And the other thing, it's a psychological factor more than a fact. So I need to be really comfortable to go to a specific doctor. So probably the belief that going to a doctor in the US is more psychologically more comfortable for the patient, she would go, and I would agree with her. Third point, when I used to work out of Bahrain, I need to say that there is an element of looking at this part of the world as they have a lot of money, so why not to use them in order to get that source of money. So take it for granted, and I say it to everyone, and I am sure of what I'm saying, the price for an Arabic woman in plastic surgery is double the price for a Western woman.
At an average.
Of course, double the price. See, I had to come back home because, as you said, I have to come back to the place where I was born, and I have a family, and we are always this part of the world also is so much bonded to their families. It's so much of emotions in this. But the answer is, I practically did not come back because I'm almost all the time in Paris. And if you would ask me deeply if I wanted to come back as living, no. And I'm planning to go back and to live there the rest of my life. But in this period of my activity, I think my country needs me, and obviously I'm the only female plastic surgeon so far. So probably I need to do my role and then go back. If you go back to your last sentence and you said you're a plastic surgeon, you have a lot of money, right? So it's a source of money. So it will make you blind in order to get millions. So to be blind, you will forget that you're a doctor, and you'll forget the rules that should control you while you're operating. And you will forget also to say no. And you'll keep saying yes for anyone seeking plastic surgery, which is not applicable for everybody. Plastic surgery is for specific age, health, psychological status, social status, even financial. And also part of the word can benefit, as we said, from one type than the other part of the word. See, there are so many regulations that you have to have them in mind before you take the decision of yes or no. Unfortunately, I noticed why, because I have patients who comes like complaining or want to show me a result. Usually I say no, but sometimes with curiosity I want to see the results or what's the problem. I find that the main problem was the selection. The problems comes only from the selection. So if you say yes for everybody, be sure as the surgeon that you're gonna have problems. So the regulations that have been decided made me really happy, because I'm also caring about my patients, or also caring about the people around me. Even if they're not my patients, they're part of the one
Society.
exactly. So, and also it will control the others. Like sometimes a non-plastic surgeon will do a plastic surgery. This is wrong. And I wish that I am part of those regulations, and I will be really honest, really honest. I'm not afraid from competition. So that's why I say I will be honest in selecting the proper plastic surgeon that can work in this part of the world. Well, I didn't hear about the accident itself, but as I said, a liposuction is a very simple procedure nowadays, but it's a very dangerous if it's not done by someone who has practiced this over years and years and years. And you cannot do liposuction for an obese person, you know, because you're removing fat out of a human being in a matter of minutes.
That's right.
So that depletion of fluid and fat at the same time in a huge body can affect the system. So affecting the system can affect the life.
Can be dangerous.
Well,
Life full
the
of
only
challenges.
message I can give to girls or even guys, if they want to get into this field, they have to have the artists inside them. That's it. Take this field as the passion source of your life, not the money source of your life. When it comes to the art part of it, it should be a passion, I believe. I have something to say about the Capital Club, because me as a person, I'm the one who looked after the Capital Club. Why? Because it fits certain type of thoughts inside my head. You know, we are. It's not sectorizing the people, but we needed a place where we can join people with the same type of mentality, same standard of life. When you talk to them or discuss any issue with them, you will feed them and get fed by their knowledge. So this is one thing. It's a true club. The second thing is that you need to have like a resource of support by way or another. And I personally found it in Capital Club, or at least if I need help, I know that I can ask Capital Club. The people working here actually made me feel so, like, I know that when I speak to Ziad now about anything, he's gonna help me out of it, even with a little help.